welcome to another Shitty Opinion podcast. It's your boy Johnny. This is Bree. Mrs. Johnson. You know, my boy Dev from Coach Capsule. But yes, this is Bree, his wife. So she's joining me for episode 3 of another Shitty Opinion pod. And we're gonna kick it off with sad news. Arthur, after 25 years, been canceled. This is a TV show I grew up on.
Johnny, is that show still on? Like, I thought that shit was canceled like years ago.
I would have thought the same thing, but you know, it's like after you reach a point where you're not waking up in the morning and watching kids shows, it's just like, boom, you think it's realistically, who watches PBS?
Johnny, no kids at this age, no kid, period, watches PBS anymore.
That's probably why they got canceled. Also, I look at it this way: with streaming services, YouTube, kids when they wake up, they watching YouTube or something else now. But what's clutch about PBS back in the days, you know, when those struggle days, you don't have no cable, you had that PBS, so you turn that on and you watch it.
I'm not knocking Arthur. I loved Arthur. I thought it was like my childhood favorite show to come home to watch from school. But again, I thought it was being canceled, just like they need to cancel Sesame Street. Who watches Sesame Street?
Oh, Sesame Street. I think Sesame Street still has somewhat pull amongst the younger generation. I think it's just the way they market Sesame Street. I think they still like Arthur is just like if you watch it, you watch it. I don't think they market Arthur how they market Sesame.
You don't think they market Arthur?
Now they do, but I feel like, you know, when certain companies they have that one thing and they just milk it, so they spend most of their time marketing that. I think Sesame Street's
got you,
but no, Elmo's still popular, like
right. I listen, when I heard Arthur was canceled, I was like, oh, I thought that shit been canceled. It ain't canceled? Oh, okay. It didn't really like affect me or affect my kid, because my kids never really watched Arthur. So
I thought it was sad. I thought they should have kept it going, but no.
I guess
it'll end up on a streaming service now.
It is on a streaming service.
What streaming service?
I think it's on Hulu. You can watch Arthur on Hulu.
It probably is. I might watch some OG episodes just cause.
Don't watch that shit.
I'm not gonna lie, it's probably gonna be so different. I haven't watched that shit in years. You know how when they first put Rugrats and like stuff like that on Netflix and like the kids.
Man, when I went to go watch that, I'm like, what was I like laughing at? Because this is corny.
It's comedy's a little different. I think it still makes me laugh. Sometimes a cheesy joke will make me laugh, depending on the cheesiness of the joke. It will still make me laugh. That's how my sense of humor works. I laugh at almost everything.
I guess.
From light to dark. So next up, Yeezy. I believe his album set to drop this Friday. His album set to drop.
Johnny, how many times has he pushed back the release date? Like, it's starting to get a little rehearsed.
I think I don't unless he wanted to do some last minute thing. He's actually living in the stadium that the Atlanta Falcons play in. He's actually living in the stadium.
Yeah, I've seen that. I feel like it's all a gimmick. I feel like this is just all a gimmick for him to boost record sales. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I guess he's trying to show how devoted he is to finishing the album, but he's legit. I seen the picture like he's living in a small room, but other than that, he's getting everything that he wants. So, like, are
you looking forward to this, Johnny?
Yes, actually. From the snippets I heard, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. The Yeezy sounds crazy.
Do you feel like you're gonna get the old Yeezy? Because I just don't feel like we're gonna get the old Yeezy on this album. And that to me, I don't want to listen to it. Because
the snippet with him and Jay-Z when he played that, when he did the show, I'm not gonna lie, that the beat, everything just sounded crazy. It sounds to me as close as old Yeezy we're gonna get, and I think it'll be good enough. I have to hear the album when it comes out, I have to hear it. Listen to it once, then listen to it again.
Listen, I'm gonna be as honest as I can. We only gonna get the old Easy once he fixes himself internally.
Also, he's doing another show. He's doing another show. How he did the first one, he's doing another one, and that shit sold out within the first hour. The whole.
Of course, it's sold out, Johnny.
Yeah.
He's still easy. Like, no, it doesn't matter. People don't care if he's mentally there or okay. He's easy. So of course, how is that not gonna sell out? That to me just he's gonna sell out. But again, I feel like until he's mentally okay, we are not gonna get the good music from Easy. And that's just my opinion.
Somebody got some good stuff, I'm not gonna lie, some of these artists be giving us their best music when they're not really okay in the head. That usually does happen. Like when artists,
I'm not disagreeing with that. I agree with that. But then at one point do we say as people like, okay, so instead of giving us music, go get help.
Oh, I can see that. But I think the talk of his mental health is more exaggerated than what it is. Because obviously Kanye is someone that's not, how you say, he doesn't say what everybody wants him to say. He's like, oh, Kanye did this, some Kanye shit, you know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like the fact that he does his own thing, so when he gets his backlash.
You know what I hear you saying, Johnny? I hear you saying, well, that's just Kanye.
Easy. I'm always right on
right.
You. My God.
I can see you. I can see that you're a fan because you just say, well, this is just easy. At one point, do we say it's enough? The gimmicks, all this extra stuff. When do we say?
No, I understand that. That's why my point. I feel like because Kanye plans all that out. He be like the fact that he plans it all that out. That means the stuff that when I'm not saying we all have our issues. I'm pretty sure he has issues, but I'm pretty sure he plans it out ahead, and he basically shows us what he wants to show us.
So what you're basically saying is he's playing it. Yeah. That's what you. No, that's what you're basically saying, Johnny.
I'm saying
no. That's what you're basically saying. So what you're basically saying is he's playing us because he knows what to say to get people's attention so that he can.
A little. Okay. Not with everything. When he did that.
What's not everything?
Like I'm pretty sure, like the more serious issues, I'm pretty sure he's not playing around with like the more serious things. But the other
What's the serious issues?
Like his mental health, his relationship, with all that. I don't think he plays around with this like more serious stuff in his life. But when he did that song and he dropped the beat, all you heard was doopity boop, whatever that shit was. That's Kanye playing with people. People actually listen to it. I forgot what the name of that song was, but that's all he did in the whole song. He did not rap. He just said doopity scoop, doop, soup, and that's it. So stuff like that, that's him trolling.
All right, Johnny. I mean, you're the biggest fan of Easy, so ain't no point in going back and forth with you.
No, I'm pretty sure. Dev co-signed me. Dev knows.
No, but that doesn't make sense because if you're co-signing him solely on the fact that y'all thinking about the old Easy and the music that he used to put out, then you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could trust y'all because.
Well, he also went the gossip route, so
that makes it better because
I'm just saying
he's saying about that.
He switched it up, obviously. So obviously this is how fucked up the world is. Not everybody want to hear him rap about God. Like niggas don't want to listen to him rap about God. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just
saying, you listen to that album?
Yes, I actually did. It's like 2 or 3. I actually like 2 or 3 songs on that album. I just can't remember off the top because it was like a year or 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I think it was track 7. I don't remember the name. It was track 7, and I don't remember the other 2 tracks. But I think
Listen, track 7. I'm not judging you. If you said listen. If you spend $200-300 on his sneakers, I'm not judging you.
It took me a long time to get a pair of Yeezys. I like because they're actually kind of difficult to get. So I finally got my first two pairs recently. It took some time. Like when I was younger, I was more like, oh, I gotta get these sneakers. I'm with trying to do all that. Nowadays, I go to the site. If they have them, I get them. If they don't, I catch them on the next drop.
Release date? Oh, okay, I got you, John.
No, but it's really difficult. Well, for all sneakers, not even his sneakers. A lot of the sneakers, like the more popular ones, is hard to get.
Right, but I feel like his sneakers are the most difficult to get, and I don't know why. Even his flip flops.
Oh, Yeezy slides. I seen them, but
They flip flops.
200 cash for Yeezy slides. I don't know about that.
They flip flops.
Somebody's gonna buy it, but two.
There's a bunch of people who buy it because if you go on the line, it's like sold out, but it's flip flops.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Right. So
That's all it is. You can dead ass you can really wear them to the beach. That's because that's what they are.
they are flip flops.
Mm-hmm. Go to the
Okay.
pool, all that. But
Yeah.
$200. So at the end of the day, he's won it. So shout out to him. So he's won it. So we're gonna stick with music. Controversy, no, we're gonna go controversy. They ain't feeling the baby nowadays.
Johnny,
What you
let's
feel?
talk about this. Johnny, let's talk about this because this is like the topic of the week, right? So he's been dropped from he's been dropped from 7 concerts, big concerts, Lollapalooza, all these other concerts that
And
now
all
are
the small
dropping in.
festivals, some of them I never heard of. Some of them I actually heard.
Right. Some of them would have been big, right, for his career. People are saying they dragging it. Are they really? He knew what he was doing when he was saying this stuff.
The one thing I would say is when he said it, I don't know if he I don't know. It's like I watched the performance.
And
it just there was no build up to him saying that. Like to him saying what he said, there was no build up. It feel like it was one of those he just blurted that out, and it was like, because when he first said it, I'm like, what the fuck he just said? Like I had no idea what he said, like because I was watching the performance live, so I'm like, what the fuck? All I heard was HIV/AIDS. Now I heard something about if you a man sucking dick in the parking lot, don't put your something along the lines of that. I didn't really hear when I heard it, I'm like, what did he say? But he apologized twice, and he's still getting.
Okay, Johnny. He apologized. The first time he apologized only to the HIV and STD community, which I'm not mad about. They do deserve an apology, but then not to apologize to the women and to the men that
the LGBTQ.
Right. And not only that, but everybody's missing the part where he talked about women. If your vagina smells like water, put your lights up. Dude.
Oh, he did say that too. Yeah, he did say that.
Make sure your shit smells like flowers. You talking like that. You get what I'm saying? Like I think the apology.
You don't think he fully meant the apology? He said it because he had to say it to save face.
Of course. He realized his money's running short, Johnny, or people are not going to be working with him. A lot of people are going to start cutting him, and of course, he needed to make a public apology. And it didn't even sound like something he would said. It sounded like his PR stepped in and was like, "I'm going to make this apology for you."
Well, the first apology kind of seems like something along the lines that I feel like the first one was more like what he said, but the second one, I don't know. But
do you feel like they dragging it?
No, I want to say to my point is he had said the 2 apologies. He said he said what he said, and it's foul. But my point is I've heard some more foul shit be said. So to what point do they how long does this last? So what does the baby have to do to be like, oh, for everyone else that's canceling him to be like, oh, now the baby, you're good to go. That's my point.
Because Johnny, it didn't stop there. Then he went on a live to rant of why he said it, and it didn't even make sense.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty
He
sure.
went on a rant after he said that in the concert. Ran on a rant saying, "Well, I hang out with the gays, and the gays I hang out with don't have STD." What?
No.
They know better than to have STD. They protect themselves. Listen, if he would have stopped there and then just apologized after that rant on the in the concert, okay, we would have been
That's crazy.
Gucci.
I
All
didn't
right.
even know he did that rant on live because realistically that was a little ignorant to say because all anybody could get STD. Like no.
Right. So it was just he just kept going with it. And
So
the fact that he kept going with it is just now at a point where people like, yo, any apology he says after that is like nobody respects you.
no, I
Nobody
feel like
respects
at
your
that
apology.
point he was trying to like flex. Like I could say what I want and I'll go, and everything's gonna just stay the same. But my point is, he messed up, not co-signing or justifying what he said. But at what point does it stop? Does this mean like at this point he gotta stop rapping, choose something new to go, or when they
So
gonna?
is it wrong for people? Okay, so when somebody who's racist say something racist, right? And now we consider you racist, we don't want to do business with you because you're racist. Is it wrong to say that if somebody says something homophobic, people are not going to want to work with them because now they know they're homophobic? Is that not in the same category?
It
Oh, that was a good question.
no. It is the same category. It is the same category. But my point is maybe he is, but also it's like along the lines. It's like sometimes people say things that they don't really mean, and it's like he's he has a persona. He's a rapper, so he has to show like I'm trying to say like he has to show like the macho like so maybe what he said. I don't know if he meant what he said or he really meant it, but my point is like he probably said something he really didn't mean to say. He just said it on some maybe he said it on some
But
troll
yes,
thing,
but this,
and then he got the
but
backlash.
that's what I'm saying to you, Johnny.
Mhm.
But that's what I'm saying to you. If a racist person said a joke, right, and we consider that shit racist, we not gonna we us as black people, we're not gonna want to work with them because why? Be honest. Because now in our heads we already have it that they're racist, right?
Mhm.
He said something homophobic. Now most of these festivals and concerts and um events are hosted by the LGBT community. So is it wrong to say for them to say, well, we feel like you
Well,
said this?
in that regard, the ones if a majority of them is working in that's the main people that's offending that yeah, that's true. They could do that, but it's like, all right, how do I explain it?
Because I don't personally think he's going to be canceled by BET or the black community. I don't think we personally are going to cancel the baby. But at the same time, unfortunately, he did say a homophobic remark. So um,
No,
that's a very thin line, very thin.
it is, but I don't know. I feel like trying to like all I'm saying is, all right. So after this, it's like
You think we should just, at some point, he has to be forgiven?
not necessarily like like they don't have to forgive him, but it's like at the what point is like to prove the point of the stance of like canceling someone, like the stand on that is like boom. Then once other like trying to say so now, once other people start working with him, say like he gets a whole bunch of festivals canceled, but like 2 months from now, he's at a festival. This such and such artist brings him out, and then this artist brings him out to this festival and that festival. It's just going to create a whole. I don't know. I just feel like he said something. He just said it to say it. It wasn't nothing planned. He just blurted it out. He had a good performance. He blurted it out. Obviously, he said something to offend people.
But he's not only being canceled for that, Johnny. During that performance, he brought out Tory Lanez.
Oh, he did that too. Yeah, he did that too.
So he's getting it from both ways. So he's getting it from the LGBT community and he's getting it from the female community because they like, how you gonna bring out somebody after you had a falling out with the girl that he supposedly, allegedly, shot. So
Nah, I hear you clear as day. I totally forgot he brought out Tory Lanez. That's probably also playing a factor into everything going on too. But I'm saying the way he handled it, because obviously, like, not to justify what he said. I've heard people say worse and ain't face same amount of backlash that he's facing. Not to say justify it, but I just feel like the way he tried to handle it, instead of be like, no, on some calm, all right, I fucked up, my bad, keep it pushing. He tried to handle it like on some, no, try to keep up with the persona, like his rap persona, and his approach to it was like much tougher approach, and he tried to stand on what he said. It didn't, and just instead of making things better, it made it worse, and that's why it's continuing to take place. But I don't know. I don't agree with what he said, but I feel like the punishment
that he's receiving is a bit much.
yes, it's a little more excessive. It's not, like I said, my point with saying it's a bit excessive is because of the fact that I feel like.
But what is excessive?
All right, you got pulled from a couple of shows. I feel like after you did that, I feel like okay, boom, after you get pulled from like 3-4 shows, cool, I learned my lesson, my bad. Because I'm saying he apologized. Obviously, his first apology is questionable. But after you got,
he apologized 2 weeks. 2 weeks after the incident.
No, he did. He had 2 apologies.
Right, the first apology we ain't counting because he didn't apologize for everything. He apologized for one thing, and that was for the STD and the HIV and AIDS comment. That apology does not get accepted because you cannot say shit and apologize for one thing that you feel like you want to apologize. That's not an apology. The second apology came 2 weeks after you ran on a rant and you gave that bullshit first apology. And it don't even sound like you. It sounds like your publicist.
Yeah, I hear that, but I'm just saying, like,
I get what you're saying, John. I get what you're saying.
But
I feel like this ain't. I feel like this ain't punishment enough. Sometimes I feel like sometimes you can't just like, you can't say. Yeah, you just can't say what you want to say. It would have been fine for him to say, "Yo, put your lights up." If you feel me, everybody would have put their lights up. He's the baby. But when you start to talk shit, and then you have your DJ co-sign for your shit, because the DJ said something right behind it. Somebody, yeah, I know y'all sus.
Oh,
what the hell?
He did say that.
It's like, yeah, it was just too much shit. The baby was doing too much shit when he could have just kept it a regular performance. And I'm gonna tell you why. This wasn't his concert. This had different artists. He didn't have to do all this. Keep it simple.
I agree with that. He didn't that little all that stuff he said. He realistically did not realistically. He just didn't have to say it. That's what I said when I was watching the performance. It would have been different if he would have performed something or he was talking about something and it was like a build up. There was no build up. He just, as I say, he just blurted it out. It's like, what? Wait, what did you just say? I don't even know what you're talking about, but I think
I get what you're saying, and I think it's because in the world of rap, it's always been you say what you want to say, right? So you say what you feel and what you learn and what you know, and so
especially rap lyrics nowadays, there's a lot of crazy content because people are talking on some real stuff that's actually some real stuff.
And that's what I'm saying. So for us, it's say what you want to say. It's a free stage. But again, you got to be considerate of other people and the people that buy your shit and support you. Because you go knocking on the devil's door, he's gonna answer, and that's what I feel like the baby did.
Unfortunately, baby. But the saga will continue. We probably, as this episode gets put out, we're probably gonna get removed from more festival shows. But we shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. Moving on. More controversy. This is all the controversial topics. Scarlett Johansson versus Disney.
Yeah, I'm with her. I'm with her. They put this movie on. I don't know if you've seen the movie. I loved I love Black Widow. Right. So I'm not a big superhero fan. I really not a like big fan. My favorite superhero movie, Marvel movie, is The Guardians of the Galaxy. I can watch that over and over. This was one of the movies that I can put on repeat. This Black Widow was amazing.
So you enjoyed the movie.
I did. So for me, they pushed it back so much, and I understand COVID happened, and we didn't know it was gonna happen, but they made a deal with her to only have it on the movie theaters. I don't know why they put it on Disney. I think that was so unfair to her.
It is because the fact I read that it says she could lose up to $50 billion, and it's like,
right.
But also it's like Disney was saying so hard how they wasn't going to put it on the streaming service. Like that's part of the reason why I got pushed back so much, because Disney was hesitant. They didn't want to do it. I feel like if you was going to do it that way at that point, it's just got obviously. I don't think the streaming percentages is counted into the contract of the actor.
Why not? And that's my question. That's my only question is why isn't it considered at this time, during these times of COVID? Why isn't it considered? Because you still had to pay to watch it.
I think it's not considered is because this whole situation, the whole pandemic, they wasn't prepared for it. And it's like, kind of also agrees, like, you signed this contract and this is part of it. It's fucked up. They try to spin it and say she's insensitive to the pandemic. In their statement, that's how they try to make her look like she's the fucked up one. But it's like, come on now, like, everybody's always going to side with the people versus the corporations and shit like that. Give her money; she deserves it.
Here's my question to you, Johnny: would you have gone seen it if it was only the theater? I don't know if you saw it yet.
No, I watched it. I'm not gonna lie, I contemplated it. I was like, should I pay this $30 for because I did the premium access. I was like, should I pay this 30 or go to the movies? And I thought about it, like, yeah, I'm not leaving the crib. I'm gonna pay this 30 cash, premium access to watch the movie. And I watched it that Sunday that it came out. I watched it that Sunday. And I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy paying the $30 to see it, because I know damn well if I went to the movies, it should probably been like 16, 17 cash. I would save some money. But I paid 30 cash. That's my only gripe. I paid $30 for the movie. Only gripe. But I enjoyed it.
Listen, I thought it was worth the $30, because if I think about it, because I'm a family of 3, so that would have been 16. Plus, my son needs a box of popcorn and some soda, so that would have the $30 actually saved me some money. But I get what she's saying in the sense of it was just some bogus ass shit, because they pushed it back for that. If she would have known that, I'm pretty sure she would have been released the shit.
Yeah, of course if she knew they was gonna try to do some funny wise, she would have a position. Like, I don't think she would have never. I'm pretty sure they had to contact them and let them know. It had to be like a clear, everyone part of the team, like, we're gonna go this route. And then, well, actually, I don't know. It probably just.
But the fact here is that Disney owns Marvel. Am I correct?
Yeah, they do. They own.
So I mean, it's a catch-22, because they own it. So if they felt like, well, this is what we wanted to do to bring more people to our site.
Yeah, it's just the cost of damage is the main actress loses out on millions of dollars.
Does she really?
Nah, they said, yeah. Nah, well, but
I read somewhere she got her money. It's just, again, the streaming doesn't go into. You don't know how many people watched it, because you can use the same account. So I can give my sister my account after I bought the movie, and she can watch it, and it doesn't register that somebody new watched it. If that makes sense.
No, that's only registered. That's part of the reason why they feel like she felt it was a breach of contract, is because usually when movies like this come out, they have the good first weekend, and they'll have like a couple of good weekends where they make this money back. But
Right.
obviously, we still somewhat in the pandemic. Movies
Right.
slowly making a return. So, like the past couple of months, we had movies that actually had some good box office numbers. Like if you look at January, February, and March, the best movies for the best weekend was like $4 million. It was like 4 million. Now movies is making 30. Like they
What movie you know is making 30?
um
And you say Snake Eyes, we gonna have to fight.
no Fast Nine made 70 million the first weekend.
Who's gonna go
Um
see that?
a Quiet Place 2 made over
That was on the
30 the
streaming
first
site.
weekend.
But that was on the streaming site.
Yeah, but it still made 30. It opened up with 30. I'm saying like and you know what's crazy? It was on a streaming site, and A Quiet Place 2 was the first movie of 2021, well, since the pandemic, to cross $100 million. So that movie made $100 million. That's what I'm saying. So the movies are starting slowly make a little comeback, and obviously, Black Widow had a good first weekend, but the numbers went straight down after that, and she signed a contract where when those numbers is up, she gets a percentage of that, and obviously it went down. Maybe because we're still in the pandemic, or also it's due to the fact that it's also on streaming decreased the value of it. But I'm with her too. $50 million, shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely with her. I mean, I listen. I loved it. I think she deserved. Listen, I feel like Disney Plus is. I ain't gonna give my
Well,
opinion
Mickey
on
Mouse,
Disney
man,
Plus.
Mickey Mouse, you running shit, you running the show.
Well, a dummy's running the show over there because I can't stand it. But unfortunately, I pay that $16 a month. Unfortunately, due to me having a child.
I got the whole package, the ESPN Plus, the Hulu.
Right. That's like almost what, $20.
Yeah, but it's three, so it works. It works.
Listen. I'm not gonna put it down on Disney. I'm not, but I just think they.
At this point, I think there's too many streaming sites. So if they do little bundles, I'm with doing bundles. I feel like I'll save a couple of dollars monthly.
Johnny, what sites? Who is
Netflix.
streaming? Okay.
Netflix.
Netflix don't get none of the movies.
Netflix be having its own shit. Some of their own movies be good.
Their own shit, right? What Netflix movies go from that's movie theater worthy go on Netflix? Don't lie to me.
Yeah, I seen on Netflix that could be movie theater worthy. Off the top of the head, I can't think of one right now, but I'm pretty sure if you look, there might be one. But Netflix also has the shows too. Like their original shows is actually good too. They have some good shows. I think that's the main at this point. That's Netflix's main thing is the original content that they produce. So their original TV show and
I think they all crooks, and I think Scarlett should have sued the shit out of Disney, and I hope she gets all her money worth.
It's ongoing. So
Because they full of shit. $30.
I don't know if she did, but I did read also. Emma Stone thought about suing Disney also for Cruella being on Disney Plus too.
That's another movie I love that I probably would have went to the movie theaters. I'm gonna tell you why I'm a big fan of Cruella. I don't know how many times I watched 101 Dalmatians. I was upset that I sat here and watched it with my son because he was annoying. But but that's another movie that should have went to the theaters. And I'm not just saying that to say that, but it should have.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not saying she's doing it, but I did read an article once the Scarlett Johansson news broke.
They need to sue the shit out of Disney.
Yeah, so
I feel like that's a quick move. $30 on top of the on top of the $20 that you already paid.
I'm saying it's definitely gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting because also
I wonder if she gets part of that $30.
that's I think that's part of the whole argument is I don't think they count the $30 we pay to watch streaming. I don't think it's there. I don't think they get that. I don't think they. I think because it's different. It's not. That's what I said. They signed the contract and we wasn't prepared for this. That's what I'm saying. Disney's trying to like shit. This ain't part of your contract.
Who says that shit?
It's not. No. That's what I said. They sign up for like they have
That sounds like some crook shit. That does. That sounds like some crook shit.
Why these companies be billionaires and continue to make more money?
And that's why Scarlett Johansson to sue their ass for half ownership of Disney.
Well, Disney's still gonna make all this money back, but also moving on, but sticking with Disney and other Disney, Google, Facebook, and I think there's one more company. They're mandating that all their employees be vaccinated.
So I read this somewhere, and I thought it was hilarious.
And to top it
because
off,
you're mandatory to get the flu shot.
True.
So what's the difference between being mandatory to get the flu shot and being mandatory to get the COVID vaccine?
The timing it was to get the flu shot.
Oh my God. Johnny, here we go with your shit.
Listen. I ain't fucking with the vaccine. And now New York passed this shit where it's like, now you can't go nowhere unless you get vaccinated. So it looks like I'm going to be playing the crib.
Okay, so what are you against for the fucking vaccine? You get the flu shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there was a time where the flu shot was unknown.
I can't say, I don't know when the flu shot was made, but I'm pretty sure the flu shot has been...
Johnny!
No, listen. The flu shot has been something that's been going on for decades. People have been getting flu shots for decades. So obviously the science and the belief of it being more... Flu shots even have their what you call it? What's the word? Side effects. There we go. Side effects. Right. Even after decades and decades, it also like flu shots. People, everybody's different. Like you get the shot,
right?
You might not feel bad. I get the shot, I might be good, but then the next person gets a shot and they have a terrible reaction to it. Everyone's different.
Right.
But I think it's just the belief of it being much safer because it's been years and years. Like the flu shot been around before we was born. And there's different strains of flu, but it's always been the same flu shot. Swine flu, bird flu, same flu shot.
Right. So there's different COVIDs coming out, but there's one vaccine. So I'm confused on where your stance is. So your stance is that it should not be mandatory.
Yes, I feel like it shouldn't be mandatory. I feel like, listen, I've managed not to catch this COVID at all. I feel like if you should not. I feel like you should have a choice. If you want to, do it. If you don't. But if you're gonna not take it, you still have to wear your mask and follow. Keep everyone safe. That's how I feel like. But at this,
Johnny,
at this point,
but it's mandatory. But it's mandatory to do the flu shot. So if you're going to be against being mandatory for doing COVID shots, then you should be against mandatory for any vaccine.
Shit, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't remember the last time I took a flu shot. So it's like, you've been a buck. It's mandatory, but I'm still allowed to do a whole lot. I'm still allowed to do a whole lot of shit.
But this is my problem. This is my problem, right? You working for a person, they have rights to tell you what is mandatory for their place, right? You need to come to work on time. You need to be dressed a certain way. If this company feels like it is mandatory for you to come here, especially in places like Disney, where there's so many moving factors, I don't think
I understand that.
To be spiteful. I think they're doing it to protect their employees, their workers, the people that come into Disney. Like it's too many moving factors. If that makes sense.
Listen, I understand as the employee, the fact is like, if your job says it, it is what it is. Like, if your job says it, you want to keep working the job, especially if it's a good job. If it's not the best job in the world, contemplate. Fuck that job.
Contemplate what, Johnny? There's,
No, I said if your job is shitty and it's like not the best job in the world, you contemplate like I don't want this vaccine. Fuck that job. But you got a really good job and they tell you to do that, just get vaccinated.
Please, guys, don't listen to that part. What the hell that means if it's a shitty job? And you don't want to get the vaccination.
Yeah.
The job is paying you. The job is paying you.
Listen, my
Either
point
way, whether it's a shitty job or not a shitty job, Johnny.
I agree, shitty job or not. But my point is, saying the shitty job is a job you don't give 3 shits about. It's like shit. Give me an excuse to leave this job. You can be getting paid good, but it's a job. Give me an excuse to leave. You give me the first excuse.
That's not a good excuse to leave.
Fuck this job.
You don't want to get a vaccination that's probably going to save your life plus others. That's not a good reason to say, well, fuck this job.
Listen, I follow the rules. I'm always good at following the rules.
I'm just saying to you, that's not a good reason for you to say, fuck this job. I'm just throwing that out there for people because.
Oh, no. I said, if you feel that way, no, I'm saying to the point if you really feel strong on not getting vaccinated. That's what I'm saying. Like, you really feel strongly about not getting vaccinated and you have a job that you don't really care about. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, if you have a shitty job, fuck that shit. I'm saying if you really feel strongly about not getting vaccinated and then you have a job that
I just feel like people who already have the flu vaccine shot should not be so against getting the COVID. And that's just if you've gotten the flu, if you've gotten the measles or the all these shots, these vaccinations throughout your life, you getting the COVID vaccination, what is the difference?
Conspiracy theories play a role in this.
Oh my God. Conspiracy theories on what?
No, I'm saying I'm not speaking for all people. I think that plays a role too, but man, I don't trust these government motherfuckers, man. I don't trust.
Johnny, they've been shooting you with vaccinations since you was a baby. So at this point, you're a grown ass person.
At this point, I have a choice. That's the difference. I have a choice. I have a choice now. But now, like I said, I've made this joke. I feel like at this point, they're just sticking people with stuff and they're saying it's going to make you feel better. I'm not credible. I'm not saying anything. That's just how I feel.
Right. I'm not saying you are credible on this.
That's how I feel.
What I'm saying to you is that
listen.
Disney and Google, and I'm surprised Amazon is not on that list.
I think that's just those are the first ones. I think they're all gonna fall in line.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised Amazon right now is not on that list due to how many moving factors there are when it comes to business. So it makes sense for it to be mandatory. Am I mad about it being mandatory? Hell nah.
Oh.
Okay, Johnny.
I feel more strongly about not being vaccinated.
So Johnny, I don't want to ever see you get the flu shot after this.
I've had the flu shot, but
So then, how they wasn't shooting you with stuff then?
They probably did. I don't know.
Right.
I don't.
But you're more likely to get the flu shot than you are to get the COVID vaccination, which is confusing.
But my point is, listen.
Okay, let's hear your point.
It's not even about the employee part. Like, the jobs is jobs. I'm talking about more like what New York did. Now, I can't go to the movie theaters if I'm not vaccinated. That's what they're doing.
But that makes sense, Johnny. So your ass want to go into the movie theaters because what? They doing it for your safety, John. You don't have nothing to protect you from the COVID.
I have my mask and my Purell.
Oh. Yes, because Purell and alcohol is a salvation to the COVID. Because if that was the case, they would shoot with Purell and alcohol.
I lived in the same apartment with someone who tested positive and actually had the COVID. Their room is literally 5 steps away from my room. And I've yet to catch it. So I actually know I live 5 steps away from someone that actually had it. So I walked around my own apartment with a mask on, sprayed Lysol to kill the air, and I didn't catch it. Nobody in the apartment caught it. My brother self-vaccinated. Boom, that's it.
All right, guys. So you heard it
But
here
everyone
first.
can say,
Another shitty opinion. If you carry Lysol and spray the air, you don't need the vaccination.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying from my experience.
Guys,
Everyone's different.
Guys, if you just spray Lysol, you don't need the vaccination. So Disney.
I'm talking about inside of an apartment. Outside is different.
If you are inside the office, just spray Lysol and keep your mask on. You won't catch COVID.
Listen, that's not my word. I'm based on my experience. Everyone has different experiences.
That come straight from Johnny's mouth.
No. That's not my word. It's not my word. What you gotta do, stay safe. I want everybody to stay safe. But
so if that's the case, Johnny, if you want everybody to stay safe, then being against a vaccination that can possibly save somebody's life.
I followed rules. I followed before the vaccination. I followed every rule that they put out, and that's how I see it. Like I followed.
So how are you gonna survive not being able to go to the theaters and not going out to dinner?
$30 that Disney Plus.
I got you, John. Well, after Scarlett Johansson sues Disney Plus, ain't shit gonna be streaming on there, so you're gonna have to get your stop.
My thing is, I'm just gonna wait it out to these. Once these numbers go down, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be as mandated. It's just people still cashing it at a high rate. So I think once these numbers go down, and a good portion of the population it is, if you choose to be, I think after that it's like you go.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It may go that way. It may not. This might be a thing that might go on for years, and it might be like, damn, all right. After like 2 years, like fuck it, I'm gonna go get this shit. But my word's not final. If you want to go get vaccinated, go get vaccinated. I just don't agree with it.
But AKA Johnny's against it.
I don't agree with it, but if you want to, go get it. I won't discourage no one and stop anyone from doing that. Nope.
Okay.
Can't blame me. You want to go get it? Go get it. Do what you have to do. I just feel strongly against it, and I've been playing it safe, and I will continue to play it safe. I just feel like that's all I'm saying. I feel like that's all. If you don't want to get it, I feel like it should be your choice. That's all. I think it should be a choice to get or not. That's all.
It is their choice.
Well,
you're just not gonna get the freedom that so you can affect other people because you chose not to get it.
It's a lot of vaccinated people passing that virus too. Also,
I knew you was gonna say that. I was waiting for you to say that.
Huh? You said you waiting for
you to say that? Yeah.
Not, you do know there's strains that they said there are strains that's resistant to the vaccination.
Okay.
Listen, this shit needs to be done with. It's been going on too long. It just needs to be done with. I'm tired of talking COVID every other week. It's always something new with this shit. At this point, we trying to get back to living our lives, man. They put life on pause for like a year.
Okay, you want to get back to living your life, Johnny? Go get the vaccination.
I was gonna say a joke, but I feel like it's not gonna be a good joke and it'll be terrible. But I'm gonna just leave it alone. Think about what you said before you say it. Before you say some controversial, fucked up shit. But I have my plan.
Got you.
So we're gonna go. Lollapalooza. Another festival that canceled the baby.
Canceled the baby. Shorty did.
But that crowd was crazy in Chicago.
I'm about to say, did you see that shit? See, that's what they talking about when they say go get vaccinated, Johnny. That's the shit they talking about. Yeah. That's the dumb shit people.
But yeah, that's my point. People that don't follow the rules. You see that? That crowd was crazy.
I couldn't even put myself in that kind of predicament. First of all, let me tell you something. I went to Global Citizen and I hated it. If I feel like I cannot run when I need to run, I don't like those. I don't like those kind of crowds.
I'm pretty sure the way it looked, it was like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, I'm not with that.
Like front of your head to the back of someone's back of their head and their back.
I start getting anxiety for that type of shit.
It's too much. I don't think I could ever go to a show like that and stand around like that. But that shit look crazy.
Or like a snow kind of concert.
But they had some good performances, but that crowd was crazy.
I'm more like an Usher kind of person, you know?
Well,
like you sit down and you're like, or Maxwell. You know
I don't know if you and Dev planned on it, but in 2022 February they're doing that R&B festival in Vegas.
And I'm with that. But Devin wouldn't be with that.
But yeah, 2022 that's probably gonna have its numbers too in Vegas. They having that.
But see, I don't want to go to no concerts right now. I think because everybody's trying to rush to get their life back to what it was and what.
It's not about the life back. It's about the money.
Too much.
It's about the money, Bree. It's not even about the life.
No, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm talking about the people who attended that concert.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They trying to like, oh, fuck COVID, we want our life back.
Yeah, that part. But
that's why that shit was that crazy. It didn't need to be that crazy.
Yeah, that crowd was crazy. No, you're completely right. Everyone who showed up is all the people who's like they trying to get back to normal. Because before this shit, that's how the crowds will look. Pre.
I'm not sure if Lollapalooza will look like that prior to COVID.
That's probably. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably its biggest crowd ever. I could be
right,
but the way that crowd looked, that was probably one of the biggest crowds I've seen, concert going wise. But Rolling Loud's always had big crowds too. So that's what I'm saying. Like some of these shows is doing the same shit they was doing previously before this whole pandemic, and now these first couple of shows is allowing people in. People's gonna push the max capacity because the companies is trying to make all that money back. So it's like I could have like 65,000. Let's push it to 75. Let's add an extra 10,000 to the population. I'm gonna make all this money back. So it's a little bit of both, but yeah, I think everybody's just happy to be back somewhat normal. We're not back to normal yet, but somewhat normal.
Well, somewhat. We ain't somewhat normal.
I'm not gonna lie, the way it's looking like we might be facing another lockdown soon. The way they saying all these numbers, I think we might be getting another lockdown.
I like the lockdown.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think this world could use a lockdown every 1 to 2 months a year. I think it'd just be better for the 1 to 2 months a year. Yeah, just stay in the crib. I think it'll be good for the environment as well. But that's just me.
Johnny, did you look up? So I looked up the Lollapalooza lineup. I didn't know anybody.
I know like 2 names that performed. I think there's other names, but Playboi Carti is an artist that's really big with the current generation. He'll draw a crowd. I know Miley Cyrus was there too. She still has like her name, and she actually brought out Wiz Khalifa during her performance. She brought out G Herbo, who's he's from Chicago, so it was a dope moment for him to perform at that. And I think it was the third person was Juicy J or someone else. I could be wrong. I just don't remember. But she brought out some people. But
I know there was Young Thug there. That was the only person I saw that.
With the current generation too.
But I really didn't. And I wouldn't have went for that.
What I would say is the Rolling Loud cards. I feel like had way more than the Lollapalooza.
Right.
But that crowd was crazy. That crowd.
Maybe because they thought it was outside. It was okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just people just happy to be there. But I think the Rolling Loud card in Miami was a much bigger card, had way more artists. I just can't think, but I'm pretty sure there was other artists there too. I just don't know, but they probably had a decent card. But that's just my opinion. Did you see the Rolling Stones Top 100 video?
I saw some of it.
You said what?
I saw some of it because some of it was bullshit.
I'm gonna say, well, You want me to go over the top 10, or you just want to talk about the number one? What's the number one was?
We'll go over the top 10. I watched the top
So
10.
the top 10 for the Rolling Stones greatest videos of all time. Number 10 is Michael Jackson, Billie Jean.
See, that's some bullshit to me. Because when I saw that, Johnny, I was like, that belongs higher than number 10. That's some bullshit.
Michael Jackson had at least 3 videos in the top 5, but that's an argument for another day. But number 9, Guns N' Roses, November Rain. Number 8, Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer. Number 7, D'Angelo, Untitled, How Does It Feel? 6, Beastie Boys, Sabotage. 5, New Order, The Perfect Kiss. Number 4, Childish Gambino, This Is America, which was a dope video, but I think that's a little too high.
That should have been number 10. Don't get me wrong. This Is America was a beautiful video.
Number 3, Madonna Vogue was number 3. Number 2, Johnny Cash, Hurt. And then number 1 was Beyonce, Formation. So Rolling Stones has Beyonce's Formation as the greatest video of all time. She has some dope videos, but
that's what I'm saying. She's had better videos than Formation.
So that's their list. I'm shocked that there was no Michael Jackson in the top 5. I think that was the biggest snub of the video.
Are you crazy? Do you remember should have been number 2 or number 1?
Yeah, remember the time.
That is like, when you think of a top 10 video, you think Michael Jackson in top 5.
Even Thriller should be top 10. Thriller
is another one that should have been number 1 or number 2.
Like, that shit's
Beyonce
like
Formation, that was some bullshit. Because she's had better videos.
It's still a great video. I'm pretty sure Beyonce had videos top 5 worthy, but I just think Mike Jack should have been at least top 5.
You got Madonna up there?
Yeah, put Madonna.
Madonna is not even, like, to me, her videos was never performance worthy. Like, she was just always Madonna.
Well, when in your free time, watch that Vogue, and you just know that's the video they put number 3. But yeah, Michael Jackson is. I think he's the. No,
they don't even have Janet Jackson on one of those top 10 of all time. That's disrespectful as shit.
The list was top 100. She probably's on the list, but she's probably on a much higher number. But
right, and that's disrespectful.
She probably much higher number. So, number from 11 to 100, she's probably I'm pretty sure they have Janet on the list. If I go through the whole list, I'm pretty sure she's on the list.
She is on the list, but that's not my point, Johnny. The point is she's top 10 worthy.
You think one of her videos should have been in the top 10?
Yeah.
I think so. She definitely has some dope videos. She obviously had great influence. Like, she had a great influence to where to like, oh, I could come up with some dope ass video. Like, the idea is like, oh, my brother's doing this. Oh, now I could come and create all things. She had a great influence. So I don't know. But when I seen Michael Jackson in crack top 5, I thought, oh shit, it's something I gotta talk about because he's the king of pop. And to me, also, based on his catalog of music videos, I think he's the king of the music video.
Right. I think performance-wise, when I think top 10 videos, I'm thinking performance-wise, right? When I watch the video, I can play that shit over and over and over again and still be like, damn, that's dope.
Performance, obviously, like Michael Jackson.
A lot of those videos.
Yeah, like short movies in his videos.
Right. Fucking Butterflies. I mean, You Rock My World was one of the best.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna bring up You Rock My World. That was another great video. But as I said, the fact that they chose to just throw Michael Jackson number 10 is crazy. I think he should at least, by default, he should have been top 3 by default.
They just disrespected him.
I don't think anything for some of the videos.
And they disrespected Beyonce.
Yeah, for some of these videos we named, I don't think any of those videos is better than any Michael Jackson video. That's how I just feel. From 1 through 5, even 1 through 9, because they put Billie Jean number 10. 1 through 9, but you can't be biased. You can't put all Michael Jackson. I understand that, but I just feel like if you're gonna put Michael Jackson, put him in the right spot.
But then they put Formation as number one. They disrespectful as hell.
Well,
let's be honest.
Maybe
she's had great videos.
She definitely has. She has a couple of. She has a long catalog of videos. You know.
Of course, they couldn't put none of her like, brown skin girl. None of those that had symbolism in it couldn't have been number one. No.
They went Formation, but I just think Mike Jackson have definitely been there. I'm just scrolling down.
But I don't think I would have been mad if she would have been like number 3, and Michael would have been number 1. Like, I personally wouldn't have been mad. Like, it wouldn't have been like, oh, they moved Beyonce to number 3.
I just think the fact that it's just Michael Jackson's not in the top 5, let alone
he's in the top 3. I don't know why you keep saying 5.
I'm
anything lower than 3, and no. Anything lower than 3, Johnny, is disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because so many people have taken Michael Jackson's dance moves, his style. How are you not gonna give credit to Michael Jackson? So anything lower than number 3 is disrespectful.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just scrolling through the list, but there was another dope Beyonce video with the song she did with Lady Gaga, Telephone. I thought that video was cool, but I don't know. I don't know how they like the criteria of like what they did video wise. I don't know. They base it on like impact, stuff like that. But I just know, even with that, Michael Jackson should have been way higher on the list. They got Janet Jackson at number 60.
Number 60?
She has Got Till It's Gone. They have that video at number 60. I just scrolled to see because you mentioned Janet, so I just scrolled to see where they had her. But the first video that popped up for her is 60, because obviously some artists have repeats. Like Madonna was number 3. She also has the number 54th video on the list too, so she's.
I really don't like Madonna though.
Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation is number 53, so she popped up again.
See, and that to me, when I think of video worthy, I think of Rhythm Nation. That should have been top 10. That shit set the tone for many females who came after Janet.
Definitely, I feel like that video definitely influenced other female videos also. So yeah, that's how they went with their list.
They some idiots. Yeah, like.
So we're gonna end this. We're filming this on Tuesday, and the big versus is about to take place in about an hour after we film this. So before we let y'all go, we're gonna hit you with our predictions. Bree, the Almighty New York versus the Dipset versus the Locks. Who you got?
You already know who I'm going for, John.
Dipset?
It's disrespectful to me.
They're hands down the most influential rap group ever. Like,
niggas had pink Cadillacs.
Everybody wanted to dress like I feel like fashion, everything. Like, if Dipset did it okay, it wasn't okay to wear. Like, they made everything, whatever
pink
they wore.
They made pink furs okay.
They made everything okay. Whatever they was wearing, everybody had to wear. Especially you from New York. The impact was different. Like, everybody had Dipset was the #1 trendsetters ever.
Now, don't get me wrong, Locks had some shit, but I just feel like
the way I look at it, I think because it's taking place in the Garden, so the crowd's gonna be a little bigger. So I feel like Dipset will have a better play off the crowd being bigger because they have a more influential presence. But I'm just saying I want to count out the Locks because I really think they're trying to win. Not saying Dipset's not trying to win, but I really feel like they really want to beat them, like in the verses.
What makes you feel that way?
Because the way I'm a big fan of Jadakiss. But when he did the verses with Fab, I thought Fab was gonna win. No offense to Jada, big fan of him, but I thought Fab was gonna win. Fab I felt like had the more bigger commercial records also, because obviously Jada got records too. It's just not as big commercially. So if you know, you know.
But, right.
So that's why I feel like Jada went into that. I was like, all right, and he won that.
Right, because he had better features. Listen, this is my and this is my question. Is Dipset gonna do like their features? Are they gonna? You get what I'm saying? Like their solos.
I think it's gonna be everything.
Then of course Dipset's gonna take it. Okay.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun to watch. It's coming up soon. It's gonna be fun to watch.
We definitely gonna have to talk about it once it airs because I feel like Dipset's gonna take it. And I feel like you're not counting on that.
Listen, I think Dipset's gonna win, but I'm here for the show. I'm gonna enjoy the show regardless. That's how I feel.
If anything, the verses has helped us get through this COVID time, Johnny.
Oh, definitely. Versus, definitely. I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch almost all of them. I missed a couple, and some I was like, I'm not watching that. But for the most part, I watched almost all of them.
Well, it's gonna be fun to watch my husband throw on some Timbs and a bandana.
Did you get the American flag bandana? He was able to get that? Nah.
Nah, he wasn't able to find that.
To get it? Oh man, but yep.
I was trying to get him a pink mint.
That's all he needed. Something pink. Yeah. Like throw some pink on, some baggy. Yeah. All you needed was something baggy and pink.
Right. Some baggy jeans, some Timbs, and a pink Cadillac outside. I mean, he would have killed it.
That or the NBA jacket with the patches, the team patches.
Oh, that was ugly.
One of those.
That was one of those Dipset outfits. I just looked at and was like,
and
he could have had cornrows too.
Oh, you should have branded it for him. Just 3 little cornrows, real quick. 3. Dev got some hair. I see the fro. 3 little cornrows. Would have been good. But that's a wrap on the episode 3 of Another City Opinion, short ASO. This is Johnny. This is Bree. And I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Until next time.